And good Saturday morning. Beautiful fall, crisp, overcast skies, Mike Powell.
This is as good as it gets.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to say the least. Come in on a you had a longer ride than I did, obviously, but have
right.
not in the car anywhere flipped to heat yet.
I did.
I thought you might. You had
did.
Yeah, you had a longer ride and had turned the heat on there for just a
just a bit,
a little bit. But that's a good feeling as we sit here in our studios. The temperature, Mike Powell, want to give it a guess this morning?
55.
53 right now. It says 53.
So that means it could have dipped into the 40s, wasn't it? Or close.
It very, very well could. I did see it was 41. I did see that it was 40. I'm not 41. 49, I think, maybe. At one time when I was checking, I just like to check it periodically. Always seems to be the coldest right as day breaks.
Yep, that seems to be the
right before the sun actually comes up in that little
here comes
daylight
the sun.
period. So here comes the sun. Yeah, it won't be long. The sun won't bother us near as bad, and maybe today could be like that.
It was just the contrast. I mean, we go from Thursday 90s, 95.
Yeah, I know. The hottest day of the week.
Yeah.
Followed by the coolest day.
Yeah.
Of the week, and when I say followed by, we're talking about for some odd reason. Do you know what to do, Brett? Are you okay with? No, call in. Might as well just hang it up. I'm not even gonna do anything.
We might be on.
Okay, we are not on WLON. Let's see.
Well, our engineer is out of town.
Yep,
so.
Yep, and that's obviously when everything happens.
Of course.
So here we go. I'll send Lanny a text and see if I can get him to contact. You calling him, Brett? I thought maybe you're gonna. If you can, call him. I mean, we need to get this thing going on WLON. I'm surprised I already don't have a either.
An irate caller.
Yeah, people are listening through the tune in, which is fine, and people are listening on Facebook.
How about the website?
Which is also fine. No, okay. Website's not up. That's what I was telling Brett before he went outside.
Yeah, because that's tied into WLON.
Yeah, and he checked, went out and checked in his car, and nothing coming out at this point on the radio. So we'll try to get that worked out, but I really don't want to start without the radio audience. So let's take a commercial time out and see what we can do to get this issue resolved.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Fort Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver, or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome. I don't know if we should welcome or welcome back to Sports Talk. Stuff's broke. I'll go with stuff.
Yeah.
We won't be on WLON this morning for our listeners out there. We will not be on WLON. You will have to listen if you already are, or you won't know this.
You won't know this.
Yeah, and any text I get, I will also answer that how to get us. But we'll only be on Facebook and the TuneIn app. Mike Powell's checking Facebook to see how many people's on there, as he does each and every week. Oh, he hadn't got it pulled up.
Well, I'm going to.
And Brett's checking TuneIn. I don't even know how you check TuneIn. There's not a way, right?
No, all I can do is check it and see if we're
on it.
Yeah,
that's true. So. Big night last night. Of course, high school football. Over halfway through the regular season now. 11 weeks, and last night was week 6. And I also hear myself, the feedback. I don't know if you can hear me twice or not, but getting feedback in my headset. Hopefully we're not coming out with an echo.
No, that was from Mike's.
Yeah.
Mike's
phone.
Okay.
Phone. It was from my phone.
Okay.
Well, we do have 2 likes, so I don't know.
Yeah, and 3,000 dislikes.
And 3,000, a bunch of a lot of.
Denny Hoover says, "Got you on TuneIn." Rodney Willis was another sending me the message, and TuneIn survey now serving party of 1. Yeah, Lenny Anthony says we're good. So. Some of the regulars, the loyal.
So I guess we'll trudge on for our faithful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Never fails. Something happens when Lanny is
out of
250 miles away. It seems like, but
we've had some issues the last week or so.
Yes, we have. Whether it be at a game where we got to do about the first 15, 20 minutes of a broadcast, and now with Sports Talk.
Somebody said they didn't even have us at hello last week. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. So, but yep. Of course, last night it seemed like our broadcast went without a flaw.
Without a flaw last night.
Last night,
I hear.
Yep. Good strong signal, good strong internet signal, good connection, and it went like we want it to go. It didn't go quite like West Lincoln wanted it to go, but they went out and played a tremendous game last night in a matchup with Maiden, and came away on the short end. They did lead. Now, Mike, at what point did West Lincoln take the lead 17-13? Because I thought about this last night, and I couldn't remember if they had a fourth quarter lead.
Third quarter.
Or not. Yeah, but did that lead go into the fourth, or did Maiden already recapture the lead before we went to the fourth? Because that's the part I could not remember.
Yeah, Maiden had already recaptured the lead.
On their next drive, right?
Next drive.
They went down the field in their
West Lincoln went up 17-13 on a 25-yard run by Mason Avery with 2:20 left in the third. But then Maiden came back and scored with 47 seconds left in the third on a 15-yard pass from Wesley Thompson to Ben Gibbs. And so they did regain the lead right at the end of the quarter, 2017.
Yep, just a game that kind of went back and forth. West Lincoln capitalized, a couple turnovers they got from Maiden, and just a a really good game last night.
It was.
I think the fans on both sides got their money's worth.
Homecoming night at Maiden, Thomas E. Brown Stadium.
Catherine Henschel.
Catherine, yep, have her name right here.
See, I remembered that.
Yep, Catherine Henschel was the
crowned homecoming queen
senior
last night.
homecoming
that's
queen.
the first
Congratulations.
homecoming that I know of, and I'm sure over the next
You'll catch
2
some.
weeks. Over the
Yeah.
next 2 weeks, you will. We will
October's
see a
the
lot
big
of,
month.
It is.
You get a few in September, like last night. But
But impressive win for Maiden. I thought an impressive night. And we'll get into that a little bit when we go to high school. But an impressive night for one that don't get quite as much attention, and that's Jacob Sigmund, and on both sides of the football. And he was just tremendous catching the football.
13
last night.
catches.
13 catches for a high school player is that's a
I
lot
don't know
of
what the
catches.
maiden record for catches is, but
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah, it can't be much more than
And
that.
9 in the first half.
9 in the first
Nine in
half.
the first half, which is also impressive. But we'll get to high school football in a little bit. We definitely want to go through all the scores, and because I have not really seen the scoreboard from last night. I just know maybe 10 outcomes at the most at this point. So don't spoil it for me. We will get there. Anxious to see if there were any shockers or anything like that across the state of North Carolina. Or don't, Mike. I see you trying to get ready to say something. Tell me something.
No. I was just our traveling City of Maiden policeman who often visits us on Saturday morning before
Mike
we go
Painter.
on air. He asked me, had I heard of any shockers? And, well, based on what I've heard, not really. But we haven't got into the scores. I've only seen a few myself.
Yep.
It might have been a shocker had Independence held on and defeated Catholic. Would that have been a shocker?
Yeah, and that's something you would have never said 15 years ago.
Yeah. But somehow Catholic came back and won it. I think it's
think they did.
36-35.
Well, we saw that score.
Yeah, it was the final.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We saw that score, but I never did know if it was a final or not. But yeah, that one was interesting, and I do know this one too, and we'll throw it out there because it featured number 3 and number 5, I think, in the state of North Carolina, and that was Huff defeating Chambers at Chambers last night. But all that means is they'll meet again in the playoffs, and Chambers will win that matchup. Doesn't that seem to be the trend between those two, Brett? It's just kind of happens year after year. One wins the regular season, the other wins the big one down the road.
And I don't know if we had any undefeated teams who went down for the first time last night. Could be.
West
somewhere.
Lincoln.
West Lincoln, of course. Yeah.
Mike, you were right there.
I was there.
You
What
were
the
there,
heck?
and still didn't realize that West Lincoln does fall to 4-1 on the season.
I guess what I was thinking was other teams. And
After
there
2
were
weeks, you only got Maiden and Bunker Hill undefeated in conference play, sitting at the top of the CVAC. You got 2 2-0s, 2 0-2s, and 4 1-1s at this point.
Very tight.
Yep.
And Bunker Hill's at West Lincoln
Next
week.
Yep.
That could be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It could be.
I just want to see if the Rebels can bounce back from the tremendous effort they put forth last night.
I'll say one thing: they didn't look like they had sticker shock from last year's playoff game. When they were blown out at Maiden, and that did not seem, unless they used it as motivation, because it sure didn't. It wasn't like they fell behind on the first drive, but there was never any give up, never any.
That concerned me after Maiden scored so quickly, but then they just settled in.
You say quickly, but they took probably right at what point did they?
Well, it was about 4.5 minutes in.
Yeah. Because it wasn't the big plays that got them till the end, the long touchdown pass.
26-yarder
but everything else was, just short passes or running plays. So a lot of wildcat in the early going to Gibbs. So.
Yeah, they open up in a wildcat, direct snaps.
I read online that the quarterback had issues with the, I guess the speaker in his helmet or whatever they use. There was an issue with the quarterback's communication.
Okay.
With the sideline, and that's why they started without the quarterback on the field.
We wondered about that.
Or maybe he was on the field, but he wasn't.
I think he
wasn't under center. Or
I think they lined up side by side, and it.
That makes sense then.
Yeah. So, But plenty to talk about this morning, and big college football schedule today. Right off the top of your head, what's top game of the week? Either one of you got an answer?
I'm having a hard time coming up with one mega game.
Florida and Tennessee is one I want to watch some of.
3:30, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there on that too.
Arkansas, Texas A&M. I think that's another good SEC game.
One thing I'm guessing is CBS will not have that Tennessee. Now, last week they had a better game. How did they do that? Who did they have last week? Was it Penn State Auburn?
I don't know.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which wound up not being a good game.
No, it wasn't.
But it was a good matchup. You know what I'm saying? It was a good matchup. Before we get into any kind of football, though, let's talk baseball.
Oh, yeah, got to.
Because last night was a huge night in Major League Baseball. It was a huge night for any Major League Baseball fan. The biggest news of the night, Alec Burleson from East Lincoln hit his first home run.
Yeah, that was the headliner.
Yep.
I mean,
and Brett said, I didn't realize this, Brett said he hit it off of a backup infielder. But you know what? He still rounded the bases like Albert Pujols did twice in the game last night.
I hope he got the baseball from that. I don't know.
The baseball?
Yeah.
The Pujols baseball?
No.
Or both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were on the road, so you never know. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, no knock on Burleson, but, he might have to pay $50 for his ball.
I was going to say, if you're Alec Burleson, would you rather have your first home run ball or Albert Pujols' 700th home run ball?
Okay, think about if it's you.
I think I'd rather have my own.
I want mine.
Yeah.
Because if you got that 700th, you're probably going to give it to Pujols. Yeah. You're not going to make anything off of it.
And you can never hit your first one again, And Pujols, the 700 ball, I wonder what he will give up, or Major League Baseball, whoever makes the, what's that worth? What's that guy, whoever caught that ball last night, what are they going to get?
But
because
aren't you in a
homered in his first two at-bats, right? Two at-bats.
That was a second and third at-bat.
Was it second and third? Okay.
Isn't the fan in a bargaining position? How about season tickets next year?
Would that be enough? Lenny says it was Penn State and Auburn on CBS.
That's a Dodger fan. So can Pujols give that Dodgers fan? I guess he could buy him season tickets at Dodger Stadium next year, but I would probably just say
be a drop in the bucket.
I'll give you the ball if you give me an autographed bat or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be. I'd rather have that than the season tickets.
Okay.
A lot of people can't go to every game anyway. You just go.
Yeah, but you're going to go to some of them.
Yeah, I know.
You got 81.
Yeah, but the weather's so terrible.
It's such horrible weather out there all the time.
But yeah, I wonder what. I definitely would want my ball though, my home. Because you think okay.
And how much do you think Pujols wants his home run ball? It might not even be important to him.
You never know.
Wow,
you never know.
700 wouldn't be important. Wow.
Well, the home run's important, but I don't know if the actual ball is that.
He's in the fearsome foursome club now. Who are the other three?
Bonds, Aaron, and Ruth.
Yeah, that's elite. That's
May's
the elite
got stopped
of the
at
elite.
660, right? Isn't that his number? 600.
A-Rob was 696.
Yeah, A-Rob was right
he
there
came
knocking
close.
on the door. You can look at that situation. If you were A-Rob, would you not have played another year and tried to get to 700? At least played partial season.
Would've.
Yeah, I think I would have too. And
maybe he could have played 2 more years and maybe broke the all-time record.
I thought he was still a good player when he retired. That kind of. I don't know what he did the year before, but I did hear this stat.
Well, didn't he have
morning.
a 4-year suspension in there?
Did he?
It seems like he did. Like he had to miss a full year. I can't remember. But,
yeah, I think you're right.
He could have been the one.
He could have been the guy
at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Here, listen. I get a text from Jason. The Tennessee-Florida game today at 3:30 will be on.
Don't say a streaming service.
Don't say Amazon Prime.
CBS.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay.
CBS has got that one. Now, I don't know if they've still got a full SEC schedule or how that works, or is it being moved around?
Well, do you know what the Dodgers-Cardinals game was on last night? And this is why I didn't see any of it.
Peacock.
which I could have. It was on Apple TV Plus.
Oh,
Apple
boy.
TV Plus
Oh,
is where
boy.
Pujols hit his.
Yeah.
Boy, did they come out smelling
Yeah.
like a rose for that $1 billion. You know, I was told they spent $6 billion. And I don't know if that's true or not, to get those Thursday night football games.
That's Amazon.
That's Amazon
did.
Prime.
Yeah. When I meant they, I just meant.
What do you guys
somebody,
feel
but-
about that? Taking, I mean,
I had to restart mine about 4 times.
I hate
Thursday
the
night.
streaming thing.
And that's not good. When the people that are paying for it can't even watch it, correctly.
yeah,
I mean, do you have?
I do have Amazon Prime.
Did you try watching it or
I did.
anything? Did you have any problem?
I don't recall.
Okay. Well, that part is all about your internet service. You know,
Yeah, by
because-
halftime, I
because
just
it's
gave up.
streaming. Did
I
you?
just stopped trying.
Yeah, it did. It cut out several times, and you just, I mean, it doesn't take that long. It takes you about 15 seconds, maybe, right, Brett, to go through the steps. But it don't come back on immediately. It's
Yeah.
got to sit there and filter or whatever
Yeah.
it does and
Yeah.
spin and finally come back on. But it's irritating to have to do that.
It is.
Over and over. And I'm not sure the NFL cares though when they're collecting $6 billion for those.
Yeah,
for
well,
those
Amazon
Thursday night
Prime
games.
slowly has gotten more and more involved in sports, both at the college and
Well, one of those
Professional
services is going to have NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yeah,
starting next
DirecTV's
year.
contract
And-
runs
Is
out
that right?
at the end of this season. So
that's the one with the red zone, right? No,
I think you can get
That's
Red
Sunday.
Zone without the Sunday Ticket.
okay.
Lenny says that when Pujols hit number 697, which passed A-Rod on the list, he gave the baseball to a fan. 697 doesn't have the ring to it though that 700
I
does.
think he would want 700.
and you join an elite group there too. That I just think about Aaron Judge could be next. I mean, there's no reason for Aaron Judge. I don't know what age he is, but still very young, and I can't imagine a season right now in the next 10 years where he won't hit 40.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's a lot. That's 400 home runs if that's the bare minimum he hits over the next 10 years. I don't know where he stands right now. I have no idea how many home runs
I don't either.
Aaron Judge has now. We do know he's on the verge of breaking.
I'd say between
or tying Maris.
Maybe a little less than 200. That's just a guess.
That's-
Between 150 and 200.
Yeah. But
How many games left in the regular season for the Yankees?
same as everybody else.
Same as it ever was.
What was it, about 15?
Let's see.
That many?
It
I
may-
was thinking it was less.
In Major League Baseball, let's see. I'll click here real quick. The Yankees are 92 and 58. Boy, they made the math easy this morning. That's 150, so they have 12.
Oh, he's got a great shot at it.
12
Particularly the
games.
clip he's been hitting
Yep.
him. And also the Triple Crown. Don't forget about that.
All I want to know is, did the Red Sox pitch to him last night? Because if they did, I'm on the verge of cutting them off as my
I think
favorite
he
team.
walked
That's not a
twice.
rivalry.
No, you won't do that.
No, I won't.
You've
But
rode tougher
I
times
won't.
with
But,
your
but
beloved.
I would not pitch to him. He would not tie
he
that
didn't.
record.
He didn't walk. He was 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
I wouldn't pitch to him. He would not tie that. He would not tie that. Now they are at Yankee Stadium, not at Fenway. If they're at Fenway, I know I wouldn't pitch to him.
Right.
And the Red Sox aren't going anywhere, so it doesn't really matter if they walk him or not. You know,
No.
because if they lose the game, it's not going to hurt them. They're
They just hit him every time.
mathematically eliminated. But let's see. We got another message here. Jason says 3:30 CBS SEC game will move to ESPN in 2024. So 2 years away from that. CBS has picked up the Big Ten rights starting in 24. Well, at least it's not as big a letdown as I had imagined that it would be. I mean, as far as football conference, the Big Ten is number 2, right? I mean, I don't know how you let number 1 get away, though, when you've had it for all those years. And,
Yeah.
CBS has been tight on their bids on things in the past because they lost the NFL for a long time, and then they realized how valuable that was, and they got it back. But the Big Ten would be the second conference I'd want to cover. Would it not, you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be, that would be. And
Yeah, and they're going to add Southern Cal.
it's going to
and
get stronger.
More
It's gonna
big
get stronger.
games.
Yep. So
That's still hard to believe.
that definitely makes it. MLB has signed, this is Jason, MLB has signed a deal with Apple TV to broadcast games on Fridays and on Sundays. The games will be streamed. Peacock, on Fridays and Sundays, the games will be streamed on Peacock. And I have Peacock, too, because, don't tell anybody, I watch Dan Patrick every morning.
I know you do.
At my desk. So.
Well, how much?
I listen to it.
What is the cost monthly of Peacock?
It's right in your range,
Less
Mike.
than 10?
Because
$1.99 a month?
it's $10 less than 10.
No. Free?
Yeah.
Well,
what I have is free.
What I'm interested is...
Now, they do have upgrades for $1.99. Right now it's going for $1.99 a month. I mean, but they do have free.
The reason I'm interested in Peacock, I heard this weird thing that, Peacock is the division of NBC, right? Yeah, the Peacock.
Hey, you're good.
I'm good there, right? But anyway, for some reason...
Sherlock Holmes.
I have Hulu Live, and I'm not going to be able to get Saturday Night Live when it opens its season. For some reason. I don't know. I'll have to go to Peacock.
That's the problem I have with a lot of these specialty, or whatever you want to call them, TVs, the Apple, the Paramount's one.
Paramount.
What else did we say? Amazon. And we just mentioned another one a minute ago.
Hulu.
Yeah.
There's Netflix,
there's always something
YouTube
that they don't have.
They don't have.
There's always going to be that one thing that they don't have, and you can't rely solely on that one service unless you do go through a cable company or DirecTV. I mean, that's the only way you can actually have, at least in my case, everything that I want. You know, and DirecTV is whatever the rate may be. They don't key on extra televisions, isn't it? $5 a month, Brett, for extra receivers to hook up different televisions. It's wireless. You don't have to run wires if you want to move your TV one day and set it out on the patio. It's wireless. There's nothing to do there but carry it outside and carry your wireless.
I like the idea of no wires or cables.
But it's there's just always going to be that one little thing that like yours is Saturday Night Live right now. That's the one you know about.
Even though I could get NBC, but Hulu's contract with NBC does not include Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
For some reason.
Yep. That's because it's a bigger draw.
It's a bigger
draw.
They
didn't want to pay for that.
Hulu
did not want to pay for that.
That's right.
That
so it's going to be on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock is Peacock shows you can watch a lot of stuff that's old. They don't have a lot of live. I mean, I would say they're really stronger toward their old stuff. If you want to watch every episode of Cheers or something like that, you can go on Peacock and watch every episode of Cheers, and it's not going to cost you a thing. But when it comes to the live TV, like before Dan Patrick goes on, they have. God, I can't even think. It's
Mike Florio.
Yeah, Mike Florio and Chris Sims.
Pro Football Talk.
I kind of miss him.
It's awesome. Mike Florio is great.
I like Florio.
And Phil Sims is as brutally honest of a
now that's on Peacock.
An analyst.
I'm gonna have to get Peacock.
Yeah. I don't know what time it comes on, but it's on every time I click it.
I do like
probably 6 or 7 a.m.
Phil Sims or his son?
I said Phil, didn't I?
Well.
Did I say
which
Phil?
one is it?
Chris.
Okay.
Yep. Chris is great.
Yeah, Chris is good. I like him.
I miss Florio because wasn't he one time he did the Mike and Mike and Mike show?
Yeah. I don't know. And by the way, while we're on that, and we won't spend but 30 seconds on that, it's time for Greeny to give up this get up and call Golick, and let's get this thing back on 6 to 10 on ESPN Radio.
It's just a talk fest. They talk about the same thing all the time, and I'm like you.
We need Mike and Mike back to because
and they working. Let's put it that way.
Yep. I think that would help the situation a great deal. We're going to take a timeout. Jason says ESPN put a bid of $300 million per year for the SEC package, and the deal is for 10 years. So the $300 million got the deal. Is that what he's telling me?
That's big.
So,
for the SEC.
That's why I have a hard time believing that Amazon gave $6 billion.
That just doesn't seem possible.
To get okay.
Well, nothing about the money in TV and sports.
Amazon is Jeff Bezos, right?
Yeah. Definitely could do it.
He is planning on. He doesn't need the money, but he is planning on having enough subscribers during this NFL season to Amazon Prime Television that he makes all that up.
Yep.
And it could happen. It could happen because you may not have subscribed to it yet, but there's going to be a game. What is it a month? Is it $12 a month for Amazon Prime?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember exactly either, but I think I want to say around $12 a month. There's going to be a time when you want that game you want to see, and that's the only way to watch it, and you're going to pay for it.
The way I get it is I've got Amazon Prime as far as getting packages and stuff, and it's all included in that.
Yep. I'm sure the same operation at my house. I just don't know about it and how it works, behind the scenes.
You don't want to know.
That's like me. I just soon not see the bills.
Yeah, well, we have 2 Amazon Prime accounts at our house.
Yeah. Yep, 2 Amazon.
And we make good use out of the delivery.
Oh,
Amazon
Constant
Prime shipping.
Stream of packages being delivered.
Oh, yeah. We should get the TV free for as many. I mean, it's like I don't know what you'd call it. It's like airport runway with the Amazon trucks pulling.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you're talking about 2 residences in the same place. So
that's a scary thought right there. We're going to take that time out as we go to break. I don't know how many. We are not. Anybody that's tried WLON, it's an equipment failure here in the studio that probably won't be. It should be back to normal next week, but unless equipment has to be ordered, then you never know. But we apologize for that, but we do thank you for listening on Facebook, which Mike Powell is going to check your comments while we're on a break here, and with or TuneIn.
Well, as Led Zeppelin said, it's a communications breakdown.
And while you bring up music as we go to break, here are your song choices for the day.
Yeah, waiting for that.
I gave Mike a hint a while ago, and he got it because I said, some people call me Maurice, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. So it's The Joker versus Running on Empty. Back in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Fort Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Welcome back. Sports Talk. I look outside, still cloudy, overcast. Temperature, has it changed any? 57. It's good to say it's 57 at 9 o'clock as we approach 9 o'clock here. It's good to say it's 57 and not already 77 or even worse. Those June, July temperatures. I'm gonna brag on September a minute. There was hot times, but it wasn't that bad.
No,
it wasn't as bad as the last few Septembers. I think that 2 years ago we still went through that bad October where it was up in the 90s. So hopefully that doesn't.
As I approach the September of my years, this was a pretty good one.
Well, you do know it's now late September, and you really should be
back in school. That's right.
And nobody has sent me anything. I don't know if they're got anything on Facebook. Nobody has. Nobody likes those songs. I like them both. That's why I've always told you guys I try to pick one that I'd have trouble picking between. Running on Empty and The Joker today. Running on Empty by Jackson Browne. The Joker by the Steve Miller Band. So I wouldn't turn either one of those. I probably never know the other one was on because if one of them was playing, I'm not likely to
Well, that's an easy pick for me, Running on Empty.
Is that right?
Yeah, I just love the lyrics, love everything about that song. I mean, The Joker is a nice tune. It's got that little weird instrumental thing.
Yeah, and it's different. It's different kind of song. It's not just
it's a fun song.
Brett also said
Running on Empty.
Running on Empty. I thought that he did.
And I've always liked it, but it makes me think of the Forrest Gump running scene.
Yeah. Is that okay? Let me ask you this. And Jason says The Joker. So now we're getting some picks on other side, which I like. I want it to be. I want at the end of the day, I want it to be 50-50. And Don Revels says difficult. My phone now I've lost it for a second. Difficult choice this morning, but I have to go with Running on Empty. Says
Steve K. Running on Empty.
How about that?
Just got him on Facebook.
Yeah. What I was going to ask you guys, and real quick, is Running on Empty your favorite Jackson Browne song?
It is one of them, yes.
Well, now it's one of them. You can only have one. You can only have one favorite song by that. Is that your favorite one, Brad?
It's not mine.
What is?
My favorite is Dr. My Eyes.
I like that one a lot. I think my favorite is These Days.
My favorite's Stay.
Yeah. Stay that yeah.
The roadies breaking down the.
Yeah, the Stay. That's a good one too.
I mean, I don't know why, but now Run on Empty. Every time I hear it, it kind of gives you some energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For whatever reason, it kind of gives
and
you
Jackson,
energetic song.
Jackson Brown seldom does a lighthearted song. His songs are sort of melancholy, wistful, nostalgic.
Got to Be Somebody's Babe. That is.
That's a great one.
I saw the video for that the other day. Don't ask me where because I don't even remember, but I did. I saw the video for that today. Now, here's what I like.
And that makes me think Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah. They both have songs in movies. Here's what I like, because Lenny understands what I'm trying to do here. Lenny says, Running on Empty, but I like Steve Miller Band better. So that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want you just to pick your favorite band of the two. I want to know.
Song.
If just that one song and you're going down the road, whether it's Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, speaking of that,
I'm turning it.
I heard a song the other day that might be at the top of that list of those songs that
I think I'm turning Japanese.
if you were stuck with one song on repeat, what would be the worst possible choice?
Yeah, and
There's a song called Snot, and the band's name is also Snot.
Snot by Snot.
It's horrible.
Where did you
You've
hear
been listening to
such?
Lithium too much.
No, this was not Lithium. It was Octane.
Oh.
And I don't know how I ended up on that channel, but
Is that a serious
I'll
XM
never,
channel?
I'll never go back to that.
Well, the
thing.
question is, okay, I got two questions. Number one, was it playing when you turned there?
Yeah.
So it was already playing when you turned there.
Yeah, I was just flipping through, going through some channels that I don't typically listen to, and
The follow-up question is, did you listen to it all?
it was so bad I listened to the whole thing. I had to hear it.
It was so bad he had to listen to all of it. I like it. I've heard some songs like that before, but yeah.
I tell you a song. It's really a great song by a terrific group, but I just heard it so much I'm sick of it. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of that.
I just that rock.
I don't like
opera.
much Queen.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
not
it was a tremendous song the first 3 million times I
The
heard
first
it.
3 million times I heard it, but dang.
It is probably the most unique rock song, the highest
Yeah,
ranking unique rock song. You know what I mean?
It's
art rock. It's
creative,
operatic.
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not many people could pull it off.
No, very few.
With the voice, that.
Well, see, Marty Holbrook
Freddie Mercury.
chiming in. Running on Empty describes me this morning. 48 hours of some crazy games.
But Running on Empty, that's what I say. But even though the words are running on empty, it still gives somehow, for some reason, the song is upbeat and gives you. Yeah.
It's kind of about you're a rock and roll performer on the road, and
yeah.
Like you say, exhaustion.
So, okay, you guys mentioned some songs by Jackson Brown. What's your favorite Steve Miller song, if I asked you that? Because
For me,
he's got
it's
a lot. I mean,
Living in the USA. I just love that one.
Wow.
Somebody give me a cheeseburger.
That's unique. That's, I mean,
Living in the USA.
I like it, but that's not the one I expected.
It's kind of satirical.
And it also is not the one that fits the pattern of
Fly Like an Eagle is
Steve
a
Miller
good
Band.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a number of.
Swing Town is really that one album was just unbelievable. But
That Jet Airliner,
Big old
which
Jet
might be my
Airliner.
favorite. There's a lot of good music by both of these guys. Lots by both of these guys.
Both these guys in their mid-70s now.
Yeah. College football, real quick. College football today. What did I just do there? Let's see. NCAA football, today's schedule. There were a few games on Thursday. West Virginia knocked Virginia Tech off 33-10.
What has happened to the?
I don't know.
What has happened to the edginess of playing in Blacksburg with?
There's not any.
Enter Sandman.
And this one was in Blacksburg as well. And West Virginia rolls in there and gets a 23-point win over the Hokies, who also lost to Old Dominion, as you recall.
I still love Virginia Tech's entrance to of course Metallica's iconic song, but
Sandman.
they don't win. They're not. I mean, their winning percentage there is not very good lately.
Coastal Carolina beat Georgia State 41-24. Chattanooga falls to Illinois in a shutout. Illinois is a little bit of a surprise. They're starting to actually make their name.
Yeah, they are.
They've been irrelevant for so many years, but now I don't know what their record is, but
3-1.
I thought I was going to say 3-0.
Now, is that not Bo Bellini? Who's coaching them?
I have no idea.
Their loss was to Indiana.
Was Lovey there?
He was.
He was
and
there
then he
one
left
time.
and went to.
Yeah.
Where is he? He's not the Dolphins. Where is he? He's on the sideline for an NFL team. He's the head coach. Who is it? Who did Lovey take over in the NFL?
The Texans. Houston Texans.
That's right. Houston.
Can somebody out there tell us who the head coach of Illinois is?
Brett Bielema.
Brett Bielema.
Is he?
Yep.
Who was at Arkansas and then Wisconsin.
He's a good coach.
He is.
He's a good
He's a
coach.
good coach.
Yep. And maybe he is the reason that.
I think.
What year is this for him?
Probably about the third.
I don't know.
Okay, I thought maybe.
Now, are they in the West? Which division of the Big
No idea.
Ten are they in?
No
Okay.
idea. North.
but Illinois football is definitely on the uptick.
Midwest.
I think we can say that.
Yeah, at this time, it does.
And get this, how about this, guys? Their passing leaders, Tommy DeVito, a member of the Goodfellas gang. All right.
Ken to Danny. First thing came to my mind.
5'1".
If you were a DeVito, would you claim to be kin to Danny? Here's the deal: if you weren't kin to him, you would claim to be. But if you were, you'd probably say, "Nah, I'm not."
But how many Tommy DeVitos are out there? Just a blue million of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But of course, in the movie Goodfellas, Joe Pesci played the gangster Tommy DeVito.
We'll go. Let's see. I did get through the Thursday scores. Friday night it was Virginia falling to Syracuse. Syracuse winning in the Dome 22-20.
Oh, I'll listen a little bit of that game. They were down 2019. Scored very late to win it.
I'm gonna guess they got a field goal.
Yep. That would be it.
Excuse me. Air Force, the Academy blew out Nevada 48-20, and UTEP beat Boise State. What's happened to the Boise State program? It's down a little bit.
Yeah, they haven't been great since was it Peterson?
Yeah, ever since Chris Peterson left, they have
been
slowly. Their program is slowly losing a little bit of its stature.
Yeah. UTEP winning that game 27-10. Is UTEP's not undefeated, are they? They don't have the record here, but
I know they lost to Oklahoma.
Texas,
for
2-3.
2-3. What is
Boise's record?
the record of Boise?
2-2.
Okay,
Just middling. So.
But they don't usually have. Well, this game was played in El Paso, so I thought for some reason it was a Boise State. I should remember because I watched a little bit and the field was not blue. That's the quickest way to find out if they're at home or they are not. Number 1, Georgia. They look like a number 1 team. There's no doubt about that. Here in the early going, they take on Kent State today at noon. I got a feeling they'll still look like a number 1 team. By 12:05.
My Sooners played Kent State. Didn't beat them 33-3.
33-3.
I think Georgia will beat them worse. I really do.
Playing in Athens in front of a loud crowd. So, number 4, Michigan's at home against Maryland. 21, Wake Forest at home against number 5, Clemson. Is that the biggest game in the ACC today?
And they're touting that as one of the biggest in the country.
One of the biggest games in the ACC all year.
All year. I get will Wake Forest be able to hold the crowd? The sea of orange that's going to try and roll in there.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure about that. Penn State, all of a sudden, looking really good with that a win over an SEC team last week.
They've got a couple good wins this year. Yeah. And Auburn win, and who else did they beat? A conference game.
Purdue.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's a good win?
Well,
any win's a good win.
Any win's a good win.
Yep. Number 17, Baylor's at Iowa State. Number 24, Pitt's at home against Rhode Island. Missouri travels to Auburn, neither team ranked. That's also a 12 o'clock start.
Here's my question, guys. How long will they allow Auburn's coach to coach before they fire him this season?
Think it's going to happen?
I do.
Who is their head coach now?
Brian Harbson.
The guy that they got rid of, Gus Malzahn.
Yeah.
I'd have never let that man get away.
No. Well, he was just sick of all the pressure, and
Oh, did he leave on his own?
I think so.
Really? I did not know
I
that.
could be wrong about that.
That'd be hard to leave with the check that's rolling in.
Yeah.
Duke at Kansas. Listen to this. I thought about this the other day. Undefeated Duke taking on undefeated Kansas, and it's not basketball.
It's in Lawrence.
Yeah.
Hey, and they sold out. Kansas sold out his football stadium for the first time in forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Because that big Duke, that big draw coming in.
Big draw. Hey, I really think college game day should have gone to Lawrence. That would have been.
Where are they today?
Rocky Top.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big game.
Yeah.
That's a big game.
But think about it.
On the national scene, I know exactly what you're saying. You're not going to get many opportunities to go to Kansas.
In the don't you think Kansas would have loved it just like Boone did last week? College game day rolling.
I think any university would love it, but you can only go one place a week, and
Well, now, suddenly Kansas's coach, Leipold, I think it is, Lance Leipold, he's a hot property, being rumored with the vacant job at Nebraska, for one.
Who, I forgot what I was going to ask you. Just slipped my mind because I read a text at the same time. Because Lenny says "Rockin' Me" is his favorite Steve Miller song.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
And then he also says Belema is in his second year at Illinois. Jason says today at 4 o'clock on WCCB, Fayetteville State, the FSU. He didn't say that, but I said
FSU.
The FSU taking on Virginia Union. He says I'm headed to Fayetteville for the game.
All right, good
Edwin
luck.
will be one of the officials. I knew that game was fixed. I know how to bet now.
Edwin, whoa, that game is fixed. That's nepotism. You're going to see those controversial calls going.
Don't you be buying his lunch, Jason. And
Now, did Edwin go to Fayetteville State, or did he?
I don't think so.
No,
did
but
Jason?
they're siblings.
Jason did.
Jason did.
Yeah,
But I don't think Edwin did. But he's an official, so he goes.
Blood is thick, right?
Yeah. And speaking of that kind of thing, did you hear the other day that who's the wide receiver that got suspended for the
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans got suspended.
He did.
So the guy who handed down the suspension, I cannot remember the guy's name that handed down the suspension, but it.
I just think NFL did. I don't know.
Well, in a way, yeah. But the funny part about that is, Mike, all suspensions get
appealed.
Yeah. All suspensions
they can be.
get appealed, and then it went to a guy, John Runyon, who used to play for the Packers, and or maybe Runyon was first. Runyon was first. That's who handed down the suspension.
Okay.
He used to play for the Packers, and Tampa's playing the Packers this week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, he's playing my team. He's going to be suspended. I don't think that's the way they do it, but
No.
But then it goes to the appeal guy who was a former Buck.
That gets complicated.
How about that?
Ooh.
Edwin went to A&T. He's A&T grad.
AT&T guy.
And now
okay.
Rodney sends me Runyon as well. Yeah, I thought that was a hilarious story, though, that the first guy that hands it down is Packers, and then the guy that's got a chance. But the guy did not get overturned. So
now was and that immediately was Evans the only guy to get suspended or suffer any fines or things?
And in a way, I like what he did because he's taking up for his quarterback. He's taking up for his teammate. He's not going to take any bull. And
I know,
as much as I really like the Saints, but Lattimore is just he's just,
well, those two go at it every time.
They do
every time
they had a long history.
But with the actions Evans took, everything involved, he deserved the one game.
If they were going to suspend him, they should suspend him.
Both
and for
when they play each
next
other.
meeting.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's too sad that that's not the way it's done. But
I agree. Great. It was a noble act on Evans' part to defend his quarterback, but now he's not going to be there for a big game.
He hurts his team.
Yeah.
By doing his actions will hurt his team, and that part is kind of sad. Notre Dame at North Carolina today, 3:30 kickoff on that one. Florida at Tennessee, 3:30 on CBS. Florida has a loss. Tennessee unbeaten still?
Tennessee's
undefeated
3-0.
Tennessee.
Hey, I got to ask Brett, being an Irish fan, Brett, what do you think? Irish hadn't been all that impressive so far going into Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I doubt they can score enough points to beat North Carolina.
who has scored a lot of points.
Carolina can put up some points.
Yeah.
Now, their defense isn't good, but
Yeah.
Notre Dame's offense isn't good.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you still high on the
Freeman,
coaching hire?
yeah.
Okay.
They need a quarterback. I mean, that's what they're missing right now.
And thank you, Rodney. I remember this after you told me. Runyon played mostly with the Eagles, but his son, this is even better. His son is a current Packer.
Wow. Makes the connection even.
Yeah. I remembered hearing that. I heard that via Dan Patrick the other day. I'd forgot about that part. It wasn't Runyon that was the because he was most of his career he was an Eagle. But, yeah, his son plays for the Packers. So that's I don't think those kind of things I would think, wouldn't you think there's a committee and not one guy that's making that decision? There's probably a 3 to 5 person committee, an odd number, and they decide what's going to happen there. At least I like to think so.
And by the way, Link Paula chirping in. Speaking of rigged at Chapel Hill, not exactly sure what Link means about that, but anyway. He may need to further clarify that one.
We're not talking basketball. I'm just kidding. That's for you, Lenny. Arizona at California, Georgia Tech at Central Florida. Let's see. Number 10, Arkansas at 23, Texas A&M.
Yeah,
I'm going to hand it to A&M.
I think that's a good matchup.
It is.
Texas A&M last 3 weeks, because you have to throw in Appalachian in there, has who was it they beat last week? Miami
yeah.
In a close game, like maybe by one possession, 7 or 8 points in that one.
How about this one you missed? Texas at Texas Tech. What do you think? Texas now ranked.
Good test for Texas. Good test
is.
for Texas. Say that 5 times. That's pretty tough.
T for Texas.
Yep. And Texas Tech beaten by NC State last week by
Yeah,
2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yep, 2
good.
touchdowns, I think. Remembering back. Wisconsin at the Horseshoe today, taking on Ohio State, 7:30 tonight. So Ohio State, I think, wins easily.
Yeah,
Alabama
me too.
plays Vanderbilt, so that's number 3 and number 2. Not going to be a shuffling. This has the opportunity to be the biggest upset weekend in the country just because of the matchups, but I don't think it's going to happen. New Mexico at LSU, UConn at NC State today. Then the night games, let's see if there's any highlight games. Charlotte at South Carolina. Charlotte's really had its woes in the early going. Oklahoma's at home to take on K-State.
That worries me because 2 out of the last 3 years, Wildcats have beaten OU.
To me, I think 2 of the best uniform combos here going at it. Okay? Florida State hosting Boston College. And they're similar colors. They have just
Very
about
much
the
so.
same colors.
They do.
And those colors work well. On
Seems like
uniforms.
Florida State hadn't played in forever. I mean, I guess they
Are they unbeaten?
I believe so.
I think they're 3-0.
Yeah,
aren't
they're
they,
3-0.
Brett?
Yeah.
USC at Oregon State. Southern Cal's ranked 7th in the country. That's tonight at 9:30 on the Pac-12 network. Wyoming at number 19 BYU on ESPN2 at 10:15. And Utah, the Utes, go to Arizona State. The head coachless Arizona State, Mike tells me, tonight at 10:30.
You play to win the game.
Evidently not.
But he didn't do it enough.
And Washington hosts Stanford. That's just your nightcap.
Yeah,
That one gets
Washington's
underway.
3-0.
Washington
After-
ranked
Hey, well,
18th.
Washington has been infused by the transfer quarterback Michael Penix from Indiana. He's been lighting it up.
I did not realize he had transferred
Yeah.
there. That's a very good pickup. That's a very good pickup.
And what's happened to Stanford's football program under David Shaw?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question. One I can't answer. Washington, let's not forget, they've been to the playoffs once or twice. You know, the Huskies have been in the Final Four a time or two. Gus Malzahn was fired at Auburn following a 6-4 season in 2020.
He was fired then.
He left with a mere buyout of, anybody want to guess? How much they put in his billfold to walk away?
17 mil.
Close, $21 million.
Well, how about Scott Frost? They could have waited 2 more weeks and only paid him half of what they ended up paying him.
That just goes to show you money's not an issue at these major universities.
Nebraska,
Money
so
is,
what?
is not an issue
No.
whatsoever.
Nope.
We're going to take a timeout. when we come back.
Couple people join us. Michael Lell Jr. Thanks. Breathtaking Heels, wearing Irish shirt, and Link has clarified his statement. UNC has had, I don't know whether it's UNC or Notre Dame. They have had officials in their pocket no matter what sport.
That's UNC. That's definitely not Notre Dame.
Definitely UNC.
All right, we're going to take a time out. We'll be back with more sports talk in just a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Fort Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Oh, Lord. I just get a text, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I should read this one on the air or not. It's directed to Brett.
Ooh, Brett.
We get into that, and it's nothing anything negative about it. It's just like, ask Brett this.
Okay.
I could read it and not say who put it out there, or I could just
It sounds like a Carolina fan already.
leave it. No, it has nothing to do with
okay.
that. Has nothing to do with that at all. It's
Nothing smack talk.
yeah, and there's nothing. It's not negative or nothing. I'll think about it. I'll see if he sends me another one and says, "Go ahead and read it" or whatever. But it has to do with the Lincoln-Newton game last night. And we're going to get into high school football right now.
Oh, yeah.
And the first one we want to talk about, Mike, is the one we carried last night here on WLON. The Maiden at home taking on West Lincoln. Both teams were 1-0 in conference play. West Lincoln come in 4-0, Maiden 3-1. And a very, very, very good football game last night. It wasn't decided till about maybe when Maiden went up 10, you felt like, okay, this game's probably decided because West just did not have the quick strike attack to get 2 touchdowns in a hurry or a touchdown and a field goal, even though they were moving the ball pretty good on the ground.
Well, yeah, it came down to the we were in the final 3 minutes of the game when Maiden got the big touchdown strike to go up 10. And until that point. But you're right. After that, of course, with West Lincoln's offense, they really have that big strike ability, or they struggled to do that. So, excellent football game, though.
Yep, it was a good game. Mason Avery, another big night.
I had him 25 for 174.
Big night for Culliver as well as Justin Sigmund.
Culliver,
little do it everything kind of guy for Maiden and Justin Sigmund, and 9 catches in the first half, wound up with 13.
Quarterback Wesley Thompson, 20 of 24. That's what I had him. 290.
That's not bad. 20 of 24. I mean,
3 touchdown passes. Now he did have the one pick that proved costly that West Lincoln converted into a touchdown, but.
A 7-yard drive in one play.
Yeah. I was impressed the way he threw the football, particularly on that last touchdown pass to Culliver. Boy, he just hit him in stride, middle of the field, and he took it in.
A big win for Maiden. I'll say that they've taken a step forward now. That Bunker Hill, the only other undefeated team in the conference. Bunker Hill's still undefeated overall. They're 5-0. And while the consensus thought is they're not quite as good as they were last year. How many teams in the CVAC could you say that about? Maybe.
Yeah.
That aren't quite as good as they were last year.
Is West Lincoln as good as last year? Well,
probably.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not discounting anybody that was a senior last year and is not on that team anymore, but they were off to their 4-0 start. Last year they lost to Maiden, I want to say
2014.
20-14. Okay, I'm glad you said 20-14 in that regular season game. Last night just a little bit more. It wasn't 6 points.
But
it was
a close
10.
game.
Yeah. And they were in it. They were in it all the way up to about the 3 or 4 minute mark. They were in that game. But, and going on down the list, Bandy's is maybe a touch better. East Burke may be neutral. Lincoln maybe a touch better. Newton Conover seems to be, I don't know where they were last year.
They're better. They're better than they were last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
You saw them both times, so you would know.
Yeah,
they are better. But usually when you have a real good season, it's hard to be, that good again the very next year. So only time will tell, and all you can hope for any of these teams is get better moving forward, keep getting better and keep getting better. So when week 12 does roll around, which will be the first week of the playoffs, you are playing your best football. Hence schools like Shelby and you know, we talked about earlier. Who we talked about this when we went on the air this morning. Who is the best 2A team in Western North Carolina? Could it still be Maiden? Monroe took a loss last night. Monroe had been at the top on my list in Western North Carolina there for a while.
Are you discounting Shelby despite their
I haven't got there yet.
start? Okay.
I haven't got there yet. They're not as good as they were last year. That's pretty simple.
Yeah, that's
they are
obvious.
not as good as they
No.
were last year.
No, defensively they've gone down a few notches.
Well, you send one to Carolina and one to App. That's pretty big losses.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be quite as good.
Offensively, they're probably close to what they were.
Well, didn't you guys tell me they had 2 touchdowns last night on Thomas Jefferson at half?
Yeah.
2?
That's
So is that offense as good as it was last
Maybe
year?
not.
You can bring the same personnel back
yeah, and
and not always
quite
be
the
as
same.
good. You
That's
know,
right.
I mean, it's just hard to hard to
Yeah,
do.
every team is different. Every season is different. Even though you may have many returnees, it doesn't quite turn out the same.
I thought Richard Smith had taught you that many years ago that
That's true.
every season is different. You know, and
For every time there is a season.
Oh man, we want to get into the into the scores. That's for sure, and I don't know why my scoreboard here. There it is. It had disappeared on me there for a minute, but anytime we hit a local one, we will probably comment for a few seconds on it. But we got about 33. It says 33 minutes left this morning to be with you to go through the scoreboard. And like I said, some of these are going to be news to me as we scroll down through the scores.
The one I want to see is West Iredell Ford.
Northeastern, and the reason I'm giving that's a team you see go deep in the playoffs along with Eden Holmes. Last night they met and had a terrific game. Northeastern, that's 2A teams that I'm talking about. Northeastern a winner 36-34 last night over Edenton Holmes. Wilmington Hogger beat Topsail 10-0. Farmville Central basketball power over Aiden Grifton 46-14.
I think he had 5 3-pointers in that.
At least, and I would go with a few dunks.
Yep.
As well out of the Farmville Central crowd. Burlington Williams defeats Orange County 70-0 last night. West Charlotte over West Meck 7-0. Do you think that's the final actually in that one?
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah,
But it
very low.
says.
Very low scoring if that is the case. East Duplin over Kinston 59-12.
Somewhere Brian Hanks is sobbing.
Yes, without a doubt. Big. How many we looking at there, Mike? You want to do the math?
Ooh.
47-point loss.
Point loss.
How about that? Northern Nash, ranked number 25 in the state of North Carolina overall, over Bunn 49-13 on Friday night. Mount Tabor over R.J. Reynolds 28-0. Pine Lake Prep 48. Winston-Salem Prep 6. Western
Speaking
Alabama.
of
Go ahead.
Mount Tabor, they play East Forsyth next week. Both teams 5-0 and ranked in the state. East Forsyth, I think, is number 1 overall in the state right now.
Yep. If you're in that part of the state, that's one you would like to see. One you don't want to miss. Mount Tabor and East Forsyth, 2 really good teams hooking up next week. Western Alamance falls to Eastern Alamance 22-16. Eastern the winner in that one. Northwood over Cedar Ridge 63-6. Lake Norman Charter falls to Country Day 40-12. Shelby over Thomas Jefferson 55-6. And if that was the case, Mike, and they only had 14 at halftime, it makes me wonder if there were some people that had, some personnel issues, had to sit out the first half for particular reason,
or
or
it could
what
have
was
been, they just played a lot of people. Shelby, and even in the first half, that's possible.
If it was just 14-0, they poured it on in the second half.
Right.
A 41-point second half, 55-6. Shelby rolls in that one. Southern Durham 35, Havelock 28. West Rowan over South Rowan 61-20. South Rowan is still smiling over that baseball state championship that they picked up, the 3A state championship.
What was their nickname?
Oh, what is it, Brett? South Rowan.
Are they Raiders?
It might be.
I think it is Raiders.
It might be. I've even holding the cursor over it where it normally tells you at the bottom, but it doesn't. I know West Rowan's the Falcons. That didn't do you any good though. Panther Creek 35, Green Hope 20, New Bern 45, Jacksonville nothing. New Bern ranked number 4 in all of North Carolina overall. Myers Park 38, Harding 20. Was that Myers Park first win of the season? Huff defeated Chambers 16-7. AC Reynolds over Inca 49-0. So the AC Reynolds train just continues to roll down the tracks, at least at this point in the season. Aren't they a perfect 5-0?
They lost an out-of-state game. Was it Rabun Gap?
Might have been, yeah. Yep. Undefeated in North Carolina.
Well, we know how they handled Shelby.
Yes, they did. That's whenever we really thought, man, are they that good? Or Shelby dropped a little bit, you know. Concord over Central Cabarrus 35-7. Let's see what else I've got here. I got messages rolling in that we'll get to here in just a minute as well. TC Robeson, North Buncombe, no report there. Asheville over Irwin. Didn't have to travel far for that one. Yeah, Lenny says South Rowan is the Raiders. 49-0 Asheville over Irwin last night. Charlotte Christian 35, Charlotte Latin 27. That's two of your better private schools in Mecklenburg County going head-to-head last night. Let's see. Southwest Edgecombe falls to Green Central 30-3. Apex over Cary 50-21. Monroe does fall last night, number 19 in the state, Monroe. And don't take these rankings like they're that low in 2A. That's not 2A. That's overall. The rankings that is on the scoreboard is where they rank in the state of North Carolina. 24-20, Porter Ridge. Brett, any idea what Porter Ridge record was coming into that contest last night? Were they undefeated as well?
No, not undefeated.
No. Okay. It was Fuquay over Southeast Raleigh, 28-0. Did we ever figure out what this Mecklenburg County is? Somebody told us what that was. Is it a private school? Weddington 56, Mecklenburg County, nothing. Wallace Rosehill 50, South Lenoir 7.
Seemed like Mecklenburg County ought to have a pretty good team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can't imagine anybody could beat that squad. Nash Central over Franklinton, 17-10. Washington falls to West Craven, 41-14.
It's a Virginia school. I think we looked that up before.
That's what it is. Mecklenburg County is in Virginia. Yeah, boy, you're talking about confusing for somebody.
Yeah, and they're playing. I mean, they played Weddington.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Sounded like it should have been Union versus.
They could be a short
Mac.
drive.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Northwest Cabarrus 26, East Rowan 3. Mike, it seems like every time we check Northwest Cabarrus, they're willing off wins, and this is
and we were underplaying them.
Yep, we were. But we do know they have that shutout over North Lincoln back in
14-0
back in week 2 or 3. Charlotte Catholic comes from 2 touchdowns down to beat Independence last night, 36-35. That had to be a
So a few highlights of that on TV.
West Forsyth over Parkland, 52-0. Southwest Onslow 32, North Lenoir 8. Tarboro 53, Birdie nothing. So some things never change, and that's Tarboro continuing to rack up big wins, large spreads in their wins. Harnett Central falls to Westover 25-6. Nothing on yours, Mike. Beargrass Charter leaving a blank there against North Duplin. Western Harnett falls to Pine Forest 55-0 in that game. East Mac beats Garinger 31-28. Providence Day 42. They are the number 2 team ranked in the state of North Carolina. Providence Day 42. Christ School nothing. D.H. Conley 23. Northside Jacksonville 0. Butler over Providence 44-6. East Surrey. Now this is a team you have to look out for in the 2A level as well. East Surrey last night rolled over North Surrey 63-24. I'm almost 100% sure East Surrey is perfect 5-0.
Yeah, 6-0.
6-0. Okay. Didn't think they had a loss.
One
yet.
Close game. It was Mount Airy, 14-12.
Yeah. Big rivalry game.
Yeah,
big rivalry game. Mount Airy's a pretty good team too.
Yeah.
Wilkes Central 50, Surrey Central 34. East Forsyth over Davie County, 56-21 last night. And yes, East Forsyth does still have that number 1 beside their name, number 1 ranked team in the entire state. Lexington over South Davidson, 19-12. We've talked about West Lincoln falling to Maiden last night. Maiden winner 27-17 in that showdown. And while we are, this is where I'm going to stop and read you something that I got from Fore Rembert, who's an assistant coach.
Very appropriate.
With the Blue Devils. Fore sent me this text this morning before we went on the air, right when we were on the air. Said, been coaching high school football for 29 years and played 4. And that's the number 4, not his name. Mason Avery may be the hardest and toughest, and he's got those 2 words capitalized, ball carrier I have seen. His work ethic and drive are inspirational. Not only a tremendous high school player, but a tremendous young man. It was a blessing to, and then in parentheses he says, although I nearly had a heart attack on multiple occasions, it was a blessing to be on the same field and watch this young man compete. Simply incredible. Regardless of what sport I'm coaching, I want that kid/man on my team. Wow. He says. So, and
high praise.
Yeah, that is high praise coming from an opposing
coach. I second that. He is a very tough football player.
And Lenny says current head coach at Auburn, Brian Harsin, Harsin.
That's right. I knew Harbaugh
came from Boise State.
Okay.
And Don Reynolds sent me a comment about him. He said, if Auburn fires Brian Harsin before the end of this year, his buyout is $15 million.
Oh.
Well, probably won't happen before. Yeah. I mean, what? I've never understood, unless you've just got total chaos and discipline issues. Why get rid of one in the middle of the season?
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't seem. You're certainly not helping the team.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just what is it? The term I'm looking for? Just something reaction. What's the word I'm looking for? Just a knee jerk reaction or something like that, But because you're not going to hire a coach, a full time coach, till it's all over with.
Well, what I don't understand, Nebraska fires their coach. 3 games in, 4 games in.
Cost them a lot of money.
And allegedly getting the jump on the hiring process for next year's coach. But I don't see how that's. I don't see that.
A lot of people think it might hurt your recruiting.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you don't have a name in place, a permanent name in place, how are you still, recruiting?
Yeah, you're not going to have one during the season.
Takes a bigger hit, does it not?
Yeah.
It takes a bigger hit, then you. I just don't understand, because leave that guy in place to the end of the year, even if you know you want to do it, because at least let him keep conversations going with the recruits.
Yeah.
And try to keep your cupboard a little more full.
Well, the other thought is, things are going so bad, just any change will be good, and the team will go out there and try to prove something for the interim guy. But Mickey Joseph took over for Scott Frost in Nebraska, and you saw what happened. Oklahoma goes in there and blows them out.
Yeah.
So things didn't improve.
But just look at the situation. Better personnel on Oklahoma than on Nebraska.
That's right.
It's
just a
be
case of better personnel.
Yeah. I don't think whoever the best college football coach is in America was going to make a difference in that game.
Yeah,
I don't think. I'm
like you. I don't get this. These schools firing these guys 3 or 4 games in, what that achieves.
Let's see. Lenny says Porter Ridge is 3-2, but 2 losses were not too shabby. Cardinal Gibbons and Catawba Ridge. I'm unfamiliar with Catawba Ridge. I can't think of who that might be. But I know Cardinal Gibbons. Everybody in the state of North Carolina that follows high school football would know about Cardinal Gibbons.
Is Catawba Ridge a Rock Hill area school?
Well, I don't know. I don't recall that being North Carolina, even though we have every single ridge you can think of. Maybe we don't have a Catawba one, though. We got Porter and Hickory, all kind of ridges out there. Reeds will beat North Forsyth 36-7. Kings Mountain rolled over North Gaston 56-0. Kings Mountain still unbeaten.
They are
unbeaten on the season. Got a couple down the road that could be fun, though. South Point and Crest are
those are looming
on the horizon. But Kings Mountain's doing what they got to do. They're continuing to roll here through the non-conference schedule. Regional 36, North Forsyth 7. James Keenan 55, South Columbus 19. McMichael over T.W. Andrews 34-26. McMichael's got a few wins this year against some of the teams that are close by to them, and they've struggled as a program for years and years. But I've just followed a little bit and kept up. Now don't tell me I'm wrong about this, but I know they got 2 wins over teams that they may have never beaten before because McMichael's not that old of a school, I don't think.
Oh, one thing you mentioned, at least it's showing up on mine, Beargrass Charter, I have them losing to North Duplin 49-14.
Oh, no wonder they tried to hide that score.
Yeah, they wanted to keep that private.
Smoky Mountain beats North Henderson 39-17. Mount Airy over South Stokes 58-0. It was East Wilkes 63, Elkin 21. And we're going to let Brett mention this one a little bit. Langston scored on the final play of the game last night as time ran out to tie the game at 21-all, then kicked the extra point with no time on the clock to win the game 22-21.
Yeah, it was a quarterback sneak. Lincoln got down to the 1 with about a minute left. They tried a quarterback sneak. The officials marked them, a foot short of the goal line. They lined up and ran another one with about 30 seconds left, and by the time the ref signaled touchdown, the time had run out. It was a very entertaining second half. The first half was, slow and not a lot of points, but
not a lot of offense on either side the first half.
For Lincoln to score, when they got down 2 touchdowns, most people thought that was it. With the trouble they have scoring, that they wouldn't be able to come back from that. But they did. They scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Kind of reminds me of the North Lincoln game.
Yeah, it was similar. And Lincoln, even when they were still down 6 with, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes left. They fielded a punt down at about the 10, returned it for a touchdown, and they got called back. And, you thought that was a heartbreaking penalty there. And then they had to go, I think, about 85 yards on that last drive, and they pulled it off.
So a big win for Langton, one they desperately needed there. They've had Newton's number the last few years. They find a way to beat them even when they might not be as talented a team.
Well, David, Brett, let me ask you this. Did Lincoln go to the big bone on that last drive?
They went to it on their first scoring drive at the end of the first half.
Right.
And then they didn't go back to it until on the other drives when they got probably in the red zone. They would go back to it. So, yeah, they did. They scored their first touchdown solely on using the big bone, the 3-back offense.
Was that Easton Dellinger? Was he in one of the
He was one of them at times. A lot of different guys.
Of course,
Kamani Heath. He was the one scoring the touchdowns.
Right.
Which he did the quarterback, Boss, he kept it on the last one and scored. But, yeah, Kamani Heath still is, I guess, the feature back in that big ball offense. But they use a lot of different guys. Caden Smith ran it a few times. Is it Tegan Strutt or Tegan? And Easton Dellinger did run it.
We've seen them go to that before during years in which they've struggled.
Yeah.
Remember when they brought in Darian Roseboro to win that several years ago.
I'm going to go back to Lenny. Lenny comments that his bad. He made a mistake. It was Hickory Ridge and not Catawba.
Oh, Hickory Ridge.
Okay.
Hickory Ridge, yeah, which was the other loss for who were we? Which team was it we were talking about?
Porter Ridge.
Yep.
Who beat Monroe?
How about Heartbreak Ridge?
Is that who it was? Porter Ridge? No. I don't sound right. But I just don't sound right that it was Porter Ridge.
Well, I thought he was talking about Porter Ridge, the team that beat Monroe last night.
Right.
Well, I was. That's
3-2, but they had 2.
So it was Porter losses. Ridge that beat them?
Yeah.
That's what I –
And Porter Ridge's 2 losses were to Hickory Ridge
didn't sound right to me.
Cardinal Gibbons.
Okay.
Who beat Heartbreak Ridge?
Yeah, a lot of ridges out there for sure. Let's see if I can find my spot now because
I was going to add
up.
Lincoln's the big play on that final drive. They had a 4th and 6 or 7, and quarterback Bost, he rolled out to his right. They had 5 receivers, which Kamani Heath was one of those lined up at receiver, and he came across the field and caught a pass that got him the first down, but then he added another 45 or 50 yards after the catch, and that was the big play that put him in position to score that final touchdown.
Catch and run.
All right, here we go. Page beat Ragsdale 21-7. East Columbus over Jones, a senior, 63-7. East Gaston over Cherryville, 38-0. South Point still undefeated, right?
Yep.
Yes.
35-7 last night over Hunter Huss. I'm telling you, there's going to be some major battles in that Big South in a few weeks. When
South Point and Kings Mountain,
South
I think
Point,
is 2
Kings
weeks
Mountain,
away.
and Crest. You figure those 3 in, and that's what 3 games to.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's going to be very interesting down the stretch, to say the least. Bandy's defeated East Burke 35-14. St. Stephen's over North Iredale last night, 21-7. Walkertown 25, West Stokes nothing. I'm looking for Western scores. Chase over East Rutherford 55-9. Brett says he thinks the Chase running back, the big, probably a 4-star if I had to guess on this guy, 4-star athlete for recruiting purposes, went out injured last night in the game against East Rutherford.
South Point's next 2 games are Crest and Kings Mountain.
Is that right? Piece of cake. Oh man, I don't want any of that kind of cake. Bessemer City over Highland Tech, 60-14 last night. I'd like to see the last time Bessemer put 60 on. Might be last year. Who knows?
They had a big offensive outing last week. I'm trying to remember who they defeated, but
2-loss Dudley comes in last night with 2. How about that? 2 losses. You don't hear that often, but they won last night 58-0 over Atkins. It was Tuscola over Franklin, 31-7. Mooresville defeats Hickory Ridge last night. That's a big win for Mooresville. Hickory Ridge ranked number 21 in the state of North Carolina. Mooresville wins 40-22 on their home turf. Lake Norman over A.L. Brown, 29-7.
Lake Norman undefeated, I believe.
And how about Hickory, Mike? 22 unanswered points last night. North Lincoln was up 22-7. Hickory comes back and wins over North Lincoln 29-22.
Yeah, tough for the Knights. Just 0-5, but they're better than that. But that's the record.
It is their record. Bill Parcells would tell you.
You are what you are. Your record is.
Southwest Randolph 40-2 over Ashboro. Salisbury 55-7 over West Davidson. East Lincoln continues to roll. East Lincoln 35-7 over Statesville. East Lincoln in their next 4 games, we all know they're going to be 3 to 4 touchdown favorites in their next 4 games before they face North Lincoln in the season finale. So they're staring 10-0 straight in the face right now. It's going to be hard.
Never happened. Has that ever happened at East before? 10-0.
Yeah,
it has.
Didn't they? One of the years they won it, they went
16-0. Yeah.
So
forgot about that.
They had to be 10-0 to get to.
They had to be 10-0 to get to 16. That's 16. Right.
Forbush over West Wilkes 21-20. West Henderson 51, East Henderson nothing. Brevard over RS Central 44-6. Cox Mill 56, West Cabarrus 6. Crest over Kramer 54-28. Here's the problem for Crest: they're scoring, but they're giving up some points too.
Yeah, they are. They have this year.
they have given up quite a few points.
49 to Shelby in that memorable early shootout.
Forest View beats Ashbrook last night 24-21. I was just stretching. I don't know what you guys saw.
I missed that one.
A winner in that game last night. Highly contested game last night in Gastonia. Richmond County loses again. They lost. This is their 4th loss. Pinecrest 30, Richmond County 27. Thomasville over North Rowan 45-13. Starmount 34, North Stokes 6. Allegheny falls to Robbinsville 40. Allegheny 7 last night. Hendersonville beats Polk County. Two pretty good teams there going at it. Hendersonville a winner 34-21 over Polk County on Friday night. And Pisgah defeats Davy Crockett. This actually says David Crockett. Pisgah beats David Crockett last night 34-10 in high school football. And why did we not see a West Iredale? Did I miss it?
Nope, here it is.
You got it?
West Iredell
Well, then I did
26,
miss it.
Fred T. Ford 8.
26-8, West Iredell.
Missed that one too.
As the winner.
I didn't know who to pick in that game.
I don't know what I went last night.
You may go 10.
I may have went 10-0 and have the closest score.
Oh, you picked Newton Conover, didn't you?
I did pick Newton, so
Yeah.
there's 9-1. But I may have got the closest score.
I've already missed
Yeah, you
3,
did get
then I know
the
it.
Did I?
closest score. But somebody didn't have a score.
Yeah,
Was that on
that's
purpose?
on purpose.
Okay.
Yep,
Because
that's
it
on
was a
purpose.
maiden game.
Yep.
Okay.
That's on purpose. I had sent him a message
wondered-
saying
I
you don't
wondered
have
if
to pick a
that's-
score
if that's
you don't
what it
want.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to be 7-3 at the best. I could be worse. Than
And Mike's
that.
leading the pack right now. Mike's on
I went
top
8
by
and 2.
himself, so.
Ooh,
Yeah.
my lead is gone.
The
Yep.
3-time
Slim
defending
anyway.
champion.
What? The who? What's he saying over there? How many is it?
We got to
3.
break that
3
streak.
times. 3-time defending champion. And you know what? It's like I tell people. I went 5-5 once this week. You know,
Yeah, you did.
but I'm near the top. I mean, I tell
Marathon.
everybody it's not a sprint. It doesn't matter what you do in that first week because you're going to do this for, you know,
17 16 weeks.
So what's really kept you in it is getting an exact score a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That I mean,
Yeah.
that 3
That's
points,
3 points.
is
I need that again.
really helped.
I need a couple more of those. Yeah, I correctly picked the score of North Lincoln and Langston, and you'd be surprised. We have so many. We have 10, and somebody's usually close. But It's
Yeah.
hard to get it
Yeah,
exact.
Very close.
especially in high school with the missed extra points
Yes.
and the weird scores. That,
Believe it or not, the game I got perfect. I allowed for one missed
Yeah.
extra point. I don't know if you could figure that out or not, but I did. I allowed for one missed extra point, and it happened. Last night, my prediction on the Maiden and West Lincoln game was 28-14, and it was 27-17.
17.
So yeah, 4
pretty
points
good.
off. Yeah. So, but you know, I mean, it's
Yeah, I was expecting a higher score. I picked 35-20. I was expecting.
Yeah, went 35-13.
what's funny about that game last night is the yardage was piled up. If you looked at that yardage, what was total yards in the game, Mike, between West and Maiden last night?
Well, it sounded like Avery had his normal
Yeah,
night.
Yeah, close to
Maiden
200.
quarterback had his normal game.
The yardage was there. It was.
290.
There just weren't as many huge plays as these two are used to.
Well,
getting.
Maiden have a missed field goal early.
hit the
early
upright
in the game.
Hit the upright.
Maiden had close to 400 yards, not quite.
So Maiden had close to 400. West Lincoln 300 maybe.
Yeah, they only had 23 yards passing.
Yet it's
but,
still,
yeah.
just 27.
He had about
17, is that
260
right?
yards rushing. So yeah,
It was, the big plays for touchdowns didn't come till late. The big plays that actually wound up in the end zone, they didn't come till late, and that's why the game it was smooth. I mean, there were quite a few penalties, but it seemed like it was pretty well flowing game, didn't you think, Mike? I thought the flow of the game
not
went
a
pretty
whole
well.
lot of penalties. I mean, I think Maiden ended up with 8 penalties for 70 yards. West Lincoln not as many. So yeah, pretty even flowing game. Penalties didn't mar it down too bad.
Is there anything I'm gonna read? You guys, I want you to tell me the biggest surprise of Friday night in high school football, if there is one. I'm gonna read the latest message from Jason, and it has to do with firing coaches. The thought behind firing the college coach in the middle of the season is so that the school can get a head start on searching for a new coach.
Well, yeah, but
Schools will hire a search committee, have them reach out to the agents of potential candidates. It wouldn't be a good look for a school to be looking for a new coach if they haven't fired the current one, and I wouldn't be surprised if that don't happen at times. So
okay, I get that. I get that logic.
yeah, I do too. But you can't. As far as I know, I don't know how college football works. I know in the NFL you have to wait, but can you, as a school, who was it? Just let somebody go. Why are we discussing this one?
Well, Nebraska did.
Nebraska
and we were
did.
talking about the potential for Auburn.
So can you fly in a coordinator and in Nebraska? Let's say they want to fly in Miami's coordinator and and interview him. Can you do that during the college season?
That's what I want to know.
I don't know the answer to that.
Can Nebraska interview or talk to Kansas's head coach
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not right now because he's busy getting ready for.
Yeah, but I mean at any
Big game
point
today.
during the season.
I know exactly.
Well, by the way, I wanted to get in one. I don't know whether you mentioned it. Max Cady feeling good today. Cape Fear 48, Purnell Sweet 0.
Sweat.
Sweat, yeah.
Now tell me, big surprise last night. of any kind?
No, I didn't. Not really.
I was a little surprised with how Bandy's handled East Burke. I mean,
Yeah.
I picked East Burke, but I thought that was a toss-up game.
Seemed like it was 14 all.
Yeah, it
early.
was.
Yeah, 14
And I did
all,
hear East
and
Burke was without their running back and 2 offensive linemen.
then- Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But they still
Injuries?
allow Bandy's to score 35.
Yeah.
I think the running back's out for the year. I don't know about the lineman.
Just scrolling around here and trying to look, I don't really know. Nothing really jumps off the
Me
page
either.
at me. Nothing really jumps off that page as a.
By the way, that McMichael you were talking about,
Yeah.
they're 5-1 this year.
Are they?
Yeah.
How about that?
They went 7-4 last year. But before that, they had some 0-10, 0-11
Right,
seasons.
right. Well, they played in a conference that has teams like Reedsville. Reedsville's the heavy. I don't know if they're still in that same conference.
Yeah,
or
they
not,
are.
But Reedsville was the heavy hitter in there. I want to mention one more time before we do go off this morning that Albert Pujols connected twice last night. If you're just waking up and did not realize that, Pujols hit number 699 and number 700. So he joins the 700 club, one of just 4 Major League Baseball players all time to ever hit 700 or more.
I'd like to thank our Facebook listeners, Steve K., Marty Holbrook, Michael Lell Jr., Scott Kleiniger, Link Pauley, and get this, David Burns from Cedar Hill, Texas.
How about that?
That's pretty
They
good.
play a little football in Texas,
A
too.
little bit. And Four
Don't
River,
they,
too, tuning in.
4, good to hear. And
Yeah.
4's great comment, too.
Oh, just an
His
excellent-
compliment to Mason
Yeah.
Avery.
Well said.
Yep,
Well
yep.
said there.
I like seeing that. Lenny says, doesn't the quarterback at Coastal Carolina, Grayson McCall, didn't he play at Porter Ridge?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he did play at Porter Ridge and growing up. And I guess still when he goes home, his neighbor is his neighbor right beside him,
I don't know.
Jay Hefner.
Jay Hefner, okay.
Yep. Pretty sure I got that one right because his dad, Walt, told me that one day that Jay's neighbor is the quarterback at Coastal Carolina. So,
And a good one.
yeah, a really, really good one. So, don't have anything off the top of my head to tell you that next week is the matchups for next week because my computer died. In case you wonder why I shut it.
Well, we
with
do know
about 3
Bunker
minutes
Hill
to
at
go.
West Lincoln.
It died.
It's
It's a big game because obviously the Rebels can't afford to lose 2 straight if they want to stay in this
And
race.
I think Lincoln has Bandies.
On the road.
At Bandy's,
Yep.
yeah.
And Maiden, West Caldwell. Am I right?
Good
4
deal.
on the road. Maiden at West Caldwell.
Then that would
next
leave
week.
East Burke and Newton.
East Burke and Newton. Both coming off tough losses last night.
Oh, in this conference, there's always going to be 2 or 3 good matchups.
Yep. I'm not sure about. I'm not sure about North Lincoln and East Lincoln, but I'll tell you this: East Lincoln has really, really. I mean, they don't want to hear this because they can't tell this to their kids, but they've just about sewn up the conference title.
Yep.
And that, barring devastating injury or injuries, which I think it would take more than one now because they're going to be favored big time in the next 4. St. Stephen's will be the toughest of the next 4 opponents.
East
but they also
Lincoln
have
is West Iredale at home.
West Iredale, they got North Iredale, they got St. Stephen's, and they got Ford before they meet North Lincoln. Now, by the end of the year, North Lincoln will give them a fit. You just wait and see by the end of the year.
North Lincoln plays North Iredale
Because that could be their Super Bowl.
at home next week.
That could be North Lincoln's Super
Yeah.
Bowl because probably it's going to be hard to make the playoffs.
Not only
with
that,
a
North
0-5
Lincoln
record.
now has a chance to maybe pick up a couple wins, get some confidence going.
Them and St. Stephen's will be a good battle, but North Lincoln should win the other 3 matchups there with
They
Ford,
should.
Ford, West Iredale, and help me,
North Iredale.
North Iredale.
North Iredale. Yeah.
Yep, I think they'll do that. But hey, we thank you for tuning in this morning. Sorry that the radio network didn't quite pick up like we had hoped, but tune in Facebook. It was still there.
Yep.
Appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget we'll have a high school game of the week next week. Don't exactly know where we're going yet at this point next week on Friday night, but
Destination unknown.
yeah. For Mike Powell, Brett Keever, and Sullivan Keever, who joined us this morning.
Sullivan.
I'm David Keever. See you next week.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years.